We have a great group today of people who are going to share with us about the impacts of our donations on food banks and in our communities, about the roles they play. And for us at state agencies, so often our work is kind of head down or internal or process driven. Even if it's mission driven work and aligned with our values, we don't always get to engage the public more broadly. So having this opportunity to talk with the food banks and hear what's going on, we're hoping that it's really inspiring for you as someone involved with the food drive. And hopefully you can hear a story to share with your coworkers or with your community to help increase donations and support for these great programs. Our food drive lasts from Tuesday, November 7th, all the way to Friday, January 6th. So 1 month left just about to donate. All right, next slide, please. So I have updated totals for us, and then we're going to hear from our food drive partners. So as of December 4th, 2022, state employees have donated over 5,000 pounds of food, over $26,000 in monetary donations, 566 turkeys, a literal truckload of turkeys, over 8,000 pounds. And then for us locally here, for Run to Feed the Hungry, if anyone's in Sacramento, 264 state employees registered to support and built teams or ran individually. And then over 200 hours volunteered so far. So this is really, really exciting and hopeful and powerful. We're grateful for all of you and hope to see these numbers continue to rise and rise throughout the holiday season, and that our teams are coming together and really doing this in community. So thank you all, shouting you out, and really grateful for all of you. I also really wanted to thank Rachel Finkus, who's on the call. Thank you, Rachel, who's been organizing all the food drive stuff, coordinating the coordinators, updating the website, sending out the newsletter. So Rachel really is driving this whole thing and has been here to help. So thank you, Rachel, for doing that. Okay, and then we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna introduce our food bank partners that are on the call. We have Angela Dominguez from Fort Bragg Food Bank in Mendocino County, Leonard Hansen from Emergency Food Bank in San Joaquin County, and Jackie Arias from Feeding America, Riverside, San Bernardino County, down in Southern California. One of the reasons why we have 3 different parts of the state represented, why we have 3 different organizations represented, because there's so much values alignment depending on who you are and finding out who's that donation partner that I am aligned with, that I support, that I can build an ongoing relationship with. So no matter where you are in the state, there is a food bank or food pantry or food closet near you that you can really support. So we're excited to have these 3 on with us today. And Angela from Fort Bragg Food Bank in Mendocino County is going to kick us off and share a few slides about their work and what they do. So Angela, introduce yourself and take it away. Thank you so much.
Thanks so much for this opportunity. This is so amazing, and thank you for all the work that you do and for all of the donations and just everything in general that you guys are providing for programs like ours. We're in Northern California in the Mendocino County. I am the grants coordinator and the admin coordinator. I'm here representing the Mendocino Food and Nutrition Program, Fort Bragg Food Bank specifically. I'm going to go ahead and screen share my little slideshow. Okay. Let's see. Bear with me. Okay. Can everybody see that?
Yeah.
Cool. So this is, let me see. This is our truck going down Highway 20 from Willits to Fort Bragg. I just thought it was a really cool shot, and it was just lucky that I just so happened to be behind him when he was on his way back to Fort Bragg. So that was cool. We are in Northern California, like I mentioned. Let's see here. We are a food pantry, and our mission, sorry guys, bear with me. I'm actually getting over the flu and I'm just trying to get, I'm so sorry. Our mission is to provide nutritious food that supports people in creating a healthy and better life. Our vision is people coming together to create hope for a dignified, abundant life for everyone. And these are some shots of some different produce items that we have available at our food bank. This is just our curbside distribution. This is Mark. He's helping out
Hold
one of
on,
our
Angela.
volunteers.
It's still that home slide. So I don't know if you need to click it to try to
Oh.
advance it or if it'll go.
Let's see. See, this is what I was afraid of. Can you guys see that?
For me, it's still the same one, but you could just describe it. That's okay. If it's not going, that's fine. Oh,
Is it
here
going
it goes.
now?
Here it goes.
It's
Oh,
working.
I was
Yeah,
on the
yeah.
wrong screen. Okay,
Oh,
let's
there you
try.
go. Now you got it. Yeah.
I knew it was gonna malfunction, guys. See?
It's all good.
I tried to
It's
tell
all
you.
good.
Okay. Ah,
All
there's
liver.
our mission and some
Yeah.
produce. So this is Mark and Curbside. Am I getting it now? Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
So we have who we serve. This is all stuff you can find on our website. This is making a difference. This is our holiday distribution. We had our Thanksgiving. We gave out, I think, about 800 to 900 turkeys in Fort Bragg and the Mendocino County. So far this year, we've had all of these different, there's the food distribution, there's hours of volunteers fed in Mendocino County. These are all stats that are growing by the day on our website in live time. These are some of our programs. These are our volunteers. It was 3 generations. It was the son, his mom, and his grandma. It was great during the holiday distribution. That was really heartfelt. We have our weekly program. We have our farm stand, which is like a market experience. We have our CSFP, which is our senior box program. We have a kids bag program. We have our home deliveries for homebound clients. And we also have a sandwich bag program that we started that we've recently passed off to the hospitality house. It's kind of like a center in our town that they host, and they have showers and laundry, which is more than we could provide at our center. And these are some really great volunteers that we had come out and help us for holiday distribution recently. That was great. We also have a clothing closet, which we do every Friday from 11 to 4. The community comes down, they help out, they donate, they donate clothes that they don't want anymore, and they come in, they kind of put them up and they fold them, they sort them, they get first dibs. So of course that's a fun thing, but they come every Friday and they're such loyal volunteers and we're so grateful. So this is where you can donate to us on our website. There's 2 options, and there's also a season of sharing we're doing right now. And it's a benefit for the Fort Bragg Food Bank. And it also goes into our weekly paper, kind of like a shout out to you. So if you did want to do that, you can put in the comments to somebody in honor of or in memory of some, loved one. And that's a really nice thing that we do this holiday season. So thank you guys so much. I'm sorry for all the mishaps, and thank you for your patience with me. And this is a little more about how far the donations can get you. It looks like $200 was a holiday meal for 8 families. $500 is holiday meals for 20 families, and $750 is holiday meals for 30 families. And this was just a range that we did for our holiday donation around Thanksgiving, but I'm sure it's the same for the Christmas season holiday bags that we give out. And these are our blue bins that we have around our community that people love to put food and dry good donations in, that really bring in a lot of goods that we actually put in our farm stand program, and that the community gets to come back and kind of grab. So it's like a free grocery, market style. But yeah, so thank you. I could talk about us all day, but this is where I stop. So thank you guys so much.
Thank you, Angela, so much for painting a picture of what's happening in Fort Bragg. It's so awesome that you guys are up there as an anchor in the community. And it's like the Redwoods paint a really, this is a community, and there's volunteer opportunities, multi-generational. As a team, you can come in and support. There's the blue bins. So if you're up there locally, you can support. And then there's also virtual donations too. So if you have connections to Fort Bragg, if you have family or any sort of connection to the area, it could be a great option for you or members of your team to explore. So thank you, Angela. I think you did great with the tech. Zoom, it's like always, we're gonna see what happens. So thank you. All right. And then the next food bank we're going to and partner that we have on the call is Leonard Hansen. So Leonard, you can take it away. Thank you so much.
Well, good morning. Thank you for having me. I'm Leonard Hansen, the CEO at the Emergency Food Bank in Stockton, San Joaquin. We're a 54-year-old independent food bank. We have 33 partner pantries, 75 mobile farmers market sites. We're all through the county. We distribute about 7 million pounds of food a year. And that brings me to the first thing I wanted to mention to you about the need. We've been through 3 years of pandemic. All of us have had our lives turned upside down. And when we entered the pandemic, the year of 2019, we had served 124,919 families. Last year, for the entire calendar year, we served 235,902. We hit that number in September of this year. So we're still growing because there is need. We moved to curbside distribution, just as Angela did, and all the food banks in order to accommodate COVID. So we're counting cars every day. In the pandemic, we served 270 cars a day as an average. The average for the last 3 weeks was 450. That's telling you that inflation is exactly what you think it is. It's a decision for many, many people in many areas in their lives, in Stockton, San Joaquin, and Sacramento, who are saying, I can pay the rent, or I can buy food, or I can fill the gas tank. So those things are the decisions that people make, and they can come to the food bank and we can make sure they get fed. We are expanded over the last 3 years into a couple of areas that we hadn't been in before that have been very successful for us. And one of them is that we are in food and medicine programs, 3 of them, one with Kaiser Permanente, one with HealthNet, and one with Abbott Fund and the Community Medical Centers. Abbott Fund and the CMC, the University of Pacific, and El Concilio come together in Stockton, and we service 500 diagnosed diabetic patients in the low-income strata of Stockton. They're referred to us by CMC. We get them a medically tailored meal box every other week. We give them nutrition education. We give them Zoom cooking classes. We do individual interaction when possible. And we have lowered A1Cs by somewhere between a half to a whole point. So it is a successful effort in trying to not only have a box, but to have a program that teaches and helps. The other thing that we did was in August of 2020, we were approached by 211 Family Services if we could take on some DoorDash deliveries for shut-ins in Stockton. And we did, 35 families. We got a food box to them every week. That number has continued to grow, and we have found ways to fund the program. And this last Tuesday, we served 900 families by DoorDash. So those are ways that we've reached out. The Emergency Food Bank, the name comes from the mission, which is to provide food, nutrition, education, and hope to those residents of San Joaquin County who find themselves in an emergency situation. That is something that I think there are many people who are finding themselves in because of inflation and the economic uncertainties today. So thank you for letting me tell you about the Emergency Food Bank. I'm going to drop our website in the chat so that if you're interested to see what we do, because there are several other programs such as homeless outreach on a weekly basis and those sorts of things you may be interested in seeing. So thank you for listening, and I appreciate the time to talk to you.
Thank you, Leonard. It's super helpful to hear all of those numbers. And I think for us with state jobs, sometimes people feel like that's really consistent and stable and clear, but there's so much need out there in the communities and including hidden hunger. Even state employees are facing it themselves. So thank you for painting that picture around the inflation issues, the pandemic issues, going up to 235,000 families. It's just incredible how much need there is. So for us as state employees, wherever you can make a donation, wherever you can make a connection, please, continue to promote this to your teams, continue to, share these opportunities and share these statistics and share your personal takeaways, because I think it's really valuable and can help lead to greater action. So Thank you, thank you, thank you for sharing those stories. And then put the link in the chat too, so we can follow up. Is it just Stockton Food Bank? What is it?
Yes.
StocktonFoodBank.org.
Foodbank.org.
Yeah, and we'll put that in the chat as well, so people can find it. If you have people on your team that are from Stockton, you know, share a link or make donations in their name, however it is that your team can come together to support. So thank you. All right, and then I'm gonna pass to our last speaker today, Jackie Arias from Feeding America Riverside San Bernardino. Would love to hear what you're doing in Southern California. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Yes, hi. Thank you guys for being here. I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen. Hope it works. Okay, you guys are able to see it?
Yes, thank you.
All right, perfect. So yes, so we are Feeding America of Riverside and San Bernardino. My name is Jackie Arias. I am the programs director here. And we service all of Riverside and San Bernardino County. It's not going. Okay. So we are a food distribution center. We have a little over 250 community partners. And like I said, we do service all of Riverside and San Bernardino counties. We are one of 200 Feeding America affiliated food banks. Each one is independently run and they're part programs, but we kind of all collaborate together. And then with donations, we are able to provide up to 7 meals with $1. Where we have the benefit of being in an area that is has a lot of distribution centers, which means we are a food-rich area. We're able to stretch out that dollar as much as possible without having to purchase too much food, which is always a good thing because we're always trying to make sure no food goes into the landfill. So the more that we're able to take in and distribute to those that are in need is better. So our focus here and you'll hear me say FARSB, just because Feeding America Riverside San Bernardino is a little long. So FARSB. So here at FARSB, we focus on feeding more people. We want to provide more nutritious food, remove the barriers to food, increase access to food, increase the collaboration between community members and the clients that we have, develop sustainable anti-hunger services, and then preserve and expand those resources that we do have. Here in the community, in the Inland Empire, 1 in 10 people are food insecure, and that just means that they don't know where their next meal is coming from. And 1 in 6 are kids. So it's a really scary statistic to see here in the Inland Empire. I mean, we are doing better. When I first started 5 years ago, it was 1 in 4. So we're getting there, but it's not enough. Some of the barriers that we've encountered or that we've seen our clients encounter are access, technology. A lot of food banks, a lot of organizations, they're using apps, they're using websites because it is easier for the most part, but we have such a huge senior population here. So that's one of those things that we are trying to hit. But awareness of what we do, what are options for everyone else, the stigma that goes along with just getting food from a food bank or asking for help, and then inflation. And with inflation, this is just here in the Inland Empire and what happened from one year to the next. Just from September to September, from 2001 to 2022, all food rose 11.5%. That is here in the Inland Empire. I'm not sure of all of California, but just here in the Inland Empire. I mean, things that are basic necessities like cereal and bakery products, they went up 21%. So these are things that used to be really, really easy and accessible for a lot of people and are becoming harder and harder to get. Meat is going up 9%, fruits and vegetables 9.4%. So everything seems to be going up. And like Leonard said earlier, these are choices that a lot of people are having to make, whether they're going to get groceries or they're going to pay their bills. So it's a scary thing to see. What we are doing here, so these are our different programs that we have here at Farsby. We help people apply for CalFresh, which is the SNAP program here in California. We also have our HERO program, which is our homebound emergency relief outreach program, where we go out, where we get people food delivered to them. Whether right now we are partnering with DoorDash, and so we're also being able to deliver that to them. We are averaging about 1,000 deliveries a month, so it's a lot. We also have our grab and goes, which is where we drop off food to school districts so that the school students can come out and grab food from, whenever they're able to. We have our nutrition markets and our Food RX. I like to combine those two because those are both partnerships that we have with healthcare facilities. Our nutrition markets is a farmer style market distribution where we do it once a month or quarterly. Anybody that's there doesn't have to participate to that health clinic or not. They actually come out and receive whatever it is that we have there, and we push for produce. So whether it's fruits, vegetables, things like that, and we also give them a shelf-stable box. So they're able to get all of that on a monthly basis or quarterly basis when they go to see the doctor. On the same line, Food RX is our Food is Medicine campaign, where we are partnering with clinics and providing them with food so that they're able to give those boxes to anybody that's been screened food insecure. One of the barriers that we have, like we said, is access to food. Transportation is a huge thing. And so if someone has a ride to see the doctor, it makes more sense for us to be able to provide them a box of food and information on how to get more versus just giving them that information. Because if they're sick or there's something going on with them, it makes it really difficult for them to request more food. So we don't want to delay that as any more than it needs to. So we are partnering with them. Our senior mobile distributions. We have various different mobile distributions all over Riverside and San Bernardino County for our seniors that are in need. I mean, they can come up, they can grab it, whatever, wherever they're at, there's most likely one located near them. We have our partner distribution program, which is all of our community organizations that participate with us. Our grocery rescue program, or a retail program where we partner organizations with local retail stores, so that way the food goes out as soon as possible. We are a part of TFAP, which is the Temporary Emergency Food Assistance Program with USDA. So we're able to give that food out to our community members in Riverside County. Yes, Riverside County, sorry. Riverside County. We have multiple other mobile pantries that we have as well. And TGIF is our newest program that is the Goodness in Food, where we bring elementary school kids to our warehouse, and it's a month-long program that they're able to learn about sustainable food, whether it is to grow their own produce. So we, teach them how to plant some seeds, and then at the end of the month, they go out to some of the local farms and they actually harvest some fruits and vegetables that are in season. So it's a really great program. We've seen a lot of success from it. I've had parents tell me, they're like, I've never been able to get any of my kids to eat anything. You got them to try it. So it's a really, really great program, and it makes me really happy to see. So being a partner of ours, so any organization that is one of our partners, they have priority access to any of the fresh and shelf-stable items that we have. They are able to participate with our food donors. Like example, the retail stores that we have, a lot of those retail stores have a contract directly with our national organization. So they're not able to provide food to any other organization unless they are one of our community members. So that's part of being one of our our partners with us. We give them access to capacity building skills, supplies, and in-kind support. We always extend anything that we have to them. We have increased visibility and affiliation with regional and national organizations. They're able to be referred. And then we also do provide food service training, because at the end of the day, the last thing we want is someone to get sick just because they were hungry. This is how we can get some more information on any resources that we have. So feedingIE.org is our website. You can get our food pantry locator is on there. How to volunteer is on there. All of our upcoming events are on there as well. We are always looking. Every one of our programs basically requires volunteers. So if you want to be out in the community and pass out food, that is something you can do as well. Got Food is an app that you can get on your phone that you put in the zip code, and it tells you where the community pantries are. 211, and then our phone number right there. You can always give us a call and we can always help out as well. This is just some more ways to get involved. Always being able to take donations, they help us out so much. 100% of the donations stay here in the Inland Empire when you donate directly to our food bank. But where donations of food are always needed. And then, like I said, volunteers, or almost every single one of our programs is run by volunteers. We wouldn't be able to do it without them. And that's it.
Thank you, Jackie. Thank you so much for sharing all of that info. It's really, I think, inspiring for us, especially in the Department of Food and Ag, to hear what's happening in Inland Empire and how these projects connect and grow, and how you can be a hub of so many resources as a food bank and as a Feeding America partner. So thank you for sharing those stories. We have some next steps for everyone on the call today. I did see a question in the chat about what can we do as food bank coordinator, as food drive coordinators to support this? And Rachel shared some info in the chat, but really as a food drive coordinator, if you're a food drive coordinator on the call, what we're hoping is that you can help share these stories with your teams and with your state agencies so that they know about the impacts of their donations, they know about the opportunities that are available to make an impact, and they understand that by donating, they are supporting these great causes. So whether that looks like organizing volunteer events with your team, or just sharing the webinar with them, or sharing links to these great organizations that you learned about, or sharing a personal story that says, look what I learned on this call today. If you're donating, if you're still looking for a place to make a donation, these could be 3 worthy causes. Anything like that is really, really valuable to share as a food drive coordinator, but also just as a state employee who's on here to learn more today. So these final wrapping steps here are, there's 31 days left to participate. So the countdown is really on. Our next webinar, which will be open to all state employees like this one, is January 27th, 2023. It's at the end of the food drive. It's from 1 to 1:30, where we're going to do totals and awards. So you'll hear how much was donated, which agencies donated the most, which agencies had the highest percentage of people donate, all of that kind of thing. So we're excited to celebrate together. And then the last thing I wanted to highlight is our food drive website. It has the list of all the food banks, food bank options to donate to. It has the food drive credit form, so you can submit your credit for donating and we can track that information, allocate it towards your state agency. And also it has other upcoming events and volunteer opportunities, and a link to our newsletter. So if you want more inspiring stories, more updates about the food drive, you can visit our website. So thank you everyone for coming. If you have other questions, please visit the website and email us at cafooddrive@cdfa.ca.gov. and we will be excited to reach out to you and answer your questions. So thank you so much to Angela, Leonard, and Jackie for joining today. Thank you to the food drive coordinators and state employees who joined today. Thank you to Rachel for setting it all up, and we'll talk real soon. Thank you, everyone.